to our furthest away field today. Hopefully have a smooth day over there. 70 acres, looking like a potential decent crop, so we've got 3 tractors and trailers on the go. There's a sight you don't see every day. A red tractor up against our combine. This field is not doing too badly. There's a reasonable chance it could end up averaging over 10 tonne. And if you saw what it looked like when we drilled it, you'd be fairly shocked. It was sugar beet last year and it's pretty heavy land. And in the run up to autumn last year it was very wet, so we got it lifted beginning of October and it was pretty wet. Mould the soil over with a 6 furrow plough on a T8 in the furrow, which was a bit of help from my neighbour at home. Power harrow and then Vardostat drill, and it came up really well and it looked good, but due to the fact that it ploughed over in giant slabs, I think as the soil settled over the winter and had some weather through it, it is horrendously uneven. But we're getting through it. So far so good. I've had a couple of little niggles, but nothing major so far. Touch wood. Is a nice one to get ticked off the list. Over the years, this field has proved to be one of those fields that you can almost nearly guarantee you're going to have some sort of a problem at it, whether it's a breakdown or an unexpected bit of rain comes in out of nowhere. It's just one of those fields that always feels a bit cursed, but that has gone well, apart from the couple of little niggles I mentioned earlier, one of which we got into the first little field and it started, combine started leaking grain and it just warmed through the top of the clean grain elevator. We got that sorted fairly sharpish, nipped around to somebody local who we knew, borrowed a welder, got that patched up. Other than that, had a knife section. That's about it. is Monday the 11th of August and we are in the last 5 hectares now of the winter wheat. Had 15 hectares left this morning. We got started in good time, about 10:30 again. Lovely and dry. Absolute prime combining conditions. The old girl's sitting at 50 tonne an hour spot rate, so that is top end for her, usually in the 50s. But yeah, I mean, it's 26 degrees, it's dry as anything, it's fit as anything. It's going nicely. Crop's not running too bad. Should make over 9 tonne a hectare, which given the field and the year and what it was before, it's not too bad at all really. I think my experience with wheat yields this year has been much the same as everyone else's in the area from a few people I spoke to. First wheats that were drilled in good time behind a good break crop have done well, which you'd expect them to do, but they've stood the year well, they've yielded nicely. Anything on light land has suffered, especially second wheats on light land. They've not done very well at all. And the later drilling has suffered a bit. There's stuff that I've drilled late that I would usually expect it to be just generally better, a bit closer to the earlier drilled first wheats than what they have been this year. So a massively mixed bag on the wheats this year, but there you go. We're expecting certain areas to be down with the drought on the lighter lands. I was a bit shocked to see just how bad some of the second wheats were. They're not my lightest fields that I put them on. They are fields on a normal year you'd get away with a fairly sensible second wheat, but this year has just been awful. But on the plus side, spring barley's done well, oilseed rape's done well, and at least some of the first wheats have done very well. So we'll try again next year, won't we?
That's bottle direction.
Well, we're on the last pass of the season. And that little bit left in front of us there, that's probably a very good visual representation of the profit that wheat will make this year. This little strip. Anyway, that's farming, isn't it? But what a lovely day to finish on. It's gone very well. I think this last field may have just scraped 10 tonne a hectare, if not certainly high 9, so it's a little bit better than the previous couple I've been through. It's about 20 past 3. Might treat myself to a little early Monday, I think. Get the combine back to the yard, get tidied up, get home and enjoy beer in the sunshine. Well, now I've got harvest in the bag. You'd think I'd better just sit down and stick my feet up, wouldn't you? But there's quite a lot of jobs to catch up on. Been making a list as long as my arm must have been sat on the combine. But first on the cards, get some samples done. Got 2 lots of seed that need samples sending away, and the rest of it's all group 3 biscuit wheat, so samples for them as well. Make sure that's all made spec. Fairly confident with what I've sampled so far that it will do, but I've got a bit more to do. Then I've got the combine to blow out, some field edges to mow, sheds to tidy up. What else? Oh, I might put a little bit of water on a couple of the fields of sugar beet that are really struggling in this weather. I've got a little bit spare. I've stopped irrigating the potatoes now because they're getting to the point where they're starting to SNES anyway. Plenty of admin to do in the office, but I'll probably get pushed to the back of the pile, won't it? Because it's a little bit too hot to be sat in the office at the minute. And several workshop jobs. Do you want to hear something utterly ridiculous? Grain merchants have told me that they can no longer send someone to do the sampling because it's a danger to their life and they can't get insurance to cover it. I mean, that's fair enough, isn't it? You just saw the near-death experience I just had then, didn't you? Lucky to be alive after that. Anyway, I hope the merchant appreciates what I've just done, because I've just risked my life to get those grain samples off that heap. We've started a little bit of sumoing on some XP land today. We'll go and have a look at that, see what it's coming up like. Rather dry, I'd imagine. Well, it looks alright really, considering how dry it is. A bit lumpy in places, but this end of the field is rather bodied, so to be expected in this dry. It's following a pass with the Simba SL, which we went over first. I've never noticed this before, but some animal, don't know what it is, has obviously regurgitated some barley and deposited it in the field. That's a fairly good way to get some volunteer barley in a clean field, isn't it? I've noticed that in a few spots. Wondered what it was. First bit I saw, I thought, that's weird. Wonder if that's fell off a piece of machinery or something. There's another couple of bits here actually. They are certainly a solid tool for a bit of compaction deleting, aren't they? Good old Sumo. Seeing those little heaps of regurgitated barley all over the place now I've spotted one. Half wondering if it's something to do with seagulls, because there's plenty of seagull looking feathers all over the field. That's full. What are these, I hear you ask? Well, all I'll say is, if 3 Rover V8 engines come up on Facebook Marketplace, 100 quid for the 3, and they're 5 minutes away from your house, you go and buy them, don't you? Regardless of their condition. You can't turn that down, can you? You just can't. Anyway, that is me done for the day, I think. Feels weird finishing at a normal time of the day when you get finished harvest. Going back to a bit of normality. 6 o'clock and I feel like feel a bit naughty for finishing. There's my neighbour in the distance getting the last field of his wheat in. He won't be too far off finishing soon. Yeah, as I was saying, it does feel weird when you get out of harvest and you're going back to more normal hours again. It will, however, be nice to get caught back up on a bit of sleep. Anyway, appreciate you watching, and if you're enjoying the videos, give that little subscribe button a click for me. It'd be very much appreciated as well. See you next time.